What is up, everyone? My name is Belamy, or Belamy if you are from America. I really hate that, by the way. Do not call me Belamy. It really triggers me. And today, we're going to be doing a little bit more work in Minecraft Prime Survival. So, I've decided that I'm tired of farming for iron, because I feel like every other minute I have to run down into my mine and find some more iron, because I'm using it for everything. Everything seems to be needing iron for whatever. I just need lots of iron, and I'm tired of farming it myself, even though the title of this game is Minecraft. I'm tired of mining it, and we're going to build an iron farm. So, what we gotta do is we have to capture ourselves, firstly, a zombie, which we'll do when it comes to nighttime. It's at the start of the day here, so we'll have to wait a little bit for that. But we also have to get ourselves 3 villagers, because we're going to need some of those for the actual iron farm as well. Now, luckily for me, I don't actually have to take 3 villagers from my village, because it turns out that there's another village just over the way here. So just over here, I don't know if you can see it in the distance over there, but there's a few rooftop houses over there, and we're going to take some villagers from that village. Now, when we get over there, I'll show you guys. This spot here is the spot I've picked to build my iron farm. You can see I've marked out the area here. That is the village over there, so we simply have to transport our villagers from there over to here, and we're going to need a total of 3 of them. Now you can see these beautiful dirt boxes that I've put up here. These are the villages that I've already actually captured. So, I've got 1 in here, and then the box over here, I've actually got another 2. Now, the easiest way to capture and move villages without them going haywire is to put them in wooden boats, and you can kind of row them across the land. We'll show that here shortly. And we're going to row them all the way across there. We're going to have to build a slight path, but that's no big deal. We're going to go ahead and do that shortly. But we kind of want our iron farm to be a decent distance away from any existing village. So depending on the results of our iron farm in that spot right there, we may actually have to destroy this village. Now, I ideally don't want to have to do that, but, you know, I'm not going to be using this village for anything, and most likely I will demolish it at some point anyway to build here if I somehow end up doing a build out in this area. I would like to leave it here because it is, you know, a village and it does belong here. I may remove it if necessary, if somehow the mechanics of this village are affecting our villages in our iron farm just over here. Now, just while I was marking out the area for this iron farm, a whole bunch of the sand collapsed. You can see where that happened here. It collapsed. I filled it in for the time being, and I figured I'd turn on and record because we actually stumbled upon something pretty great. So I'm going to go ahead and dig down into here. And, oh, okay, so there's going to be some monsters in here. We're going to go ahead and see if we can't get this creeper to actually explode. There we go. There we go. Alright, so he killed the skeleton for us and cleared a bit of that out. But as you can see, we have a skeleton spawner in here. So let me go ahead and deal with these guys. Yep, here we go. Block you. Got you. Block you again. And finish this guy off. And we'll make sure this room is nice and lit, so no more skeletons are actually going to spawn. So this box here is a skeleton spawner. You can see the mob see the little skeleton spinning around in the middle there, and it's on fire, and it's very pretty. Make sure, if you ever stumble upon these, do not break them, because they will give you a tiny bit of XP, but you definitely want to keep them alive. I'm going to go ahead and light the rest of this area in here, because seems to be a pretty decent cave system in through here. But I don't want anything spawning in here and messing with me while we're looking at this. So let's go ahead and light the rest of this. Put another torch up there just to be sure. Okay, we're going to check these chests here. Oh, we got a music disc. That's pretty cool. And a golden apple. Okay, that's pretty amazing. Some bones, a little bit of redstone, which I'm going to leave in there for now. Some string. Some golden horse armor and a saddle. That's cool. I am going to go ahead and leave them there for the time being, because we will definitely be coming back to here, because what this means is that we can build ourselves a skeleton farm in the future. That's not going to be today. It's probably not going to be tomorrow or, you know, the next couple episodes of Prime Survival, but it is something that will be on the cards. Anytime you find that kind of spawner in a survival run, it's almost always worth building some kind of farm around it, because there are some really nice materials that we can get from doing so, and I think I got in mind a pretty easy farm that we can build around this skeleton spawner. But Really cool find. We know that it's here. We know exactly where it is. But for the time being, we're going to kind of ignore its existence because we want to build an iron farm. And I'm unsure if my iron... Nah, look, my iron farm here shouldn't really affect any future farm down there. If for some reason it does, the iron farm that we're going to be building is pretty simple, so I can always just up and move it somewhere else. But for the time being, we're going to have to get our hands on a zombie, because a zombie is the interaction is going to be able to scare our villagers, which is going to force them to spawn iron golems. And yep, trying to get all of that to collapse because we don't want it to happen. And so yeah, we're going to have to wait until nighttime here and capture ourselves a zombie. Alright, now while we're waiting for it to turn to night here, we're going to go ahead and build a small bridge across this area that we can move our boats on when we go to move our villages. So we're going to go ahead and do that really quickly. It's going to need to be 2 blocks wide just to be safe, because we don't want to happen to fall off and fall into the water or anything like that, because moving boats with villages in them up blocks, you know, going from a lower block to a higher block, is a lot more difficult than going down blocks, because you can simply just drop off to a lower block. But so we don't want to actually lose any altitude, which is why we trapped our villages at a position that's slightly higher than where we're going, because I knew that going down was going to be much easier than going up if we had to, because if we did have to do that, we would most likely have to use pistons or some other means of propelling them in an upwards direction, and that's just a lot more effort than what it is to just simply wait for your villagers to be slightly higher, or if you're lucky, you know, being able to step them up and move them over here. So our villagers are on the right level, that's great. We can go ahead and row them over there now, but it's almost going to be nighttime soon, so I'm going to leave them in their nice little boxes with a torch inside, where they're nice and safe until the night is over, and we're going to try and focus on capturing ourselves a zombie. Now, it's not quite nighttime yet, so we're going to actually dig out some of our iron farm in preparation for when we get to that point. So we're going to go ahead and dig around the middle here. So this point here is actually the center of the marked out area that I've done, and we're going to go ahead and dig 6 blocks down from the top here. So we already did 1, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. So we've got sandstone here, so we're going to go a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's our 5 there. Our pickaxe is pretty good, so that was nice and fast on the sandstone. Sandstone mines very quickly compared to some other pickaxe type material. So there we go. Very good. Alright, so now we marked out our entrance, which is going to be just over there, and we're going to go ahead and dig out 1, 2, 3 like so, and then 1 and 2. I did not mean to go down quite that far, so we'll fill that one back in. And then we're going to dig a 2 by 1 hole like so in this direction, and it's going to go a total of, what we got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I believe is the right distance. Actually, I think it's 1 more. So we need to go to there. And then we're going to dig up from there, and we should see, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and, do I have the right materials down here? I do not. So I'm going to have to go ahead and actually dig my way out of this, just like a staircase, and we'll fix it up later, which is absolutely no problem. Of course, there's sand's going to fall on me. That is a little bit annoying, but nevertheless, gotta do what you gotta do. So that almost worked out too perfectly. So we dug up at the right position just here, and our little ramp took us right up to our crafting table. So we can leave this as is for now, because it's almost nighttime and we need to capture ourselves a zombie. And we're going to hopefully do that using a boat. If I can hopefully lure a zombie to kind of chase me to this area, I will then quickly throw down a boat and try and trap him in the immediate vicinity. And then before it turns to daytime, I'm going to have to build a rooftop over him so he doesn't burn up in the sun, and protect him with that until we've finished the build and we're ready to put our zombie into position. Alright, the sun is almost completely set, and there we go, we have monsters spawning, and we already have a zombie in a favorable spot already spawned for us. So let's see if we can't go ahead and throw a boat down like this, and there we go, we got 1 in the boat. That's great. We're going to go ahead and kill this spider and the other zombie here, and then if we can, we're going to run into an area where there's no monsters, quickly throw down our bed and sleep. Oh, no, wait, leave bed. We did not want to do that. I forgot. That was close. Alright, we're gonna have to go ahead and build a little shack over our friend here because we need to protect him from the sunlight because he is slightly vulnerable to that, and we don't want him burning up. That was a close call there. I almost got our friend in a little bit of danger here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we'll put a torch in here. Just, the torch isn't going to hurt him. And then we'll go ahead and put glass over the top of it. Actually, instead of putting glass on the top, just because I know it's going to block the sunlight, but I'm a little bit scared just because the logical brain inside my head tells me that sunlight goes through glass. That's not going to stop him from burning, even though I know it does. It's just safer in my mind knowing that he's going to be in there like so. So, capturing the zombie and getting the villagers in the right position is actually the most difficult part of doing something like this. So we're going to go ahead and try to... Let's see if we can't pull up our bed here. And we're just going to move away from these skeletons. Where is my bed? There it is. Alright, and let's see if we can't get into an area with no monsters really quick. There we go. Come on, let me sleep, you bastard. Yes! Alright, we slept. It's daytime. Doesn't matter if you guys are alive. Get out of here. There we go. Whoops, sidestep your shot. Oh, okay, I didn't sidestep it very well. Come on. There we go. Alright, so skeletons are dead. We're going to go ahead and kill that creeper I spotted up here because we don't want him wandering down and blowing up when we start building. Alright, there we go. That is absolutely fine. Creepers, most of the time, I don't mind letting them explode because they die faster that way, but that's absolutely okay. So, we have our little thing down here. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to craft ourselves a ladder. So, we're going to need a couple extra sticks here. Let's just go ahead and make that many sticks. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and make some ladders. We shouldn't need too many. I think about 5 will be enough. So, you know, overkill a little bit by getting 12 there. And we're also going to make ourselves a trap door. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump down in here and actually rebuild this here real quick. Let's rebuild it with sandstone, just because that's nice and solid. And it's not going to mess with us in any way like sand may. So there we go. And we're going to go ahead and place a trap door like so. And we can open and close that and drop in. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we can climb out of that. Oh, no, put this one here. And then we can climb out of that, no problem there. There we go. Alright, so perfect. We have a wonderful little trapdoor. And this is going to be our collection area. So down here is where our chests are going to be. We're going to have hoppers here collecting our iron golem. Iron when he dies. And why did I feel like I had a skeleton? Probably because of the spawner. No, they shouldn't be spawning there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hearing things. There we go. I knew I could hear one over here somewhere. He was hiding in the shade. Alright, so now that it's daytime, we're going to go ahead and move... Actually, do we want to move... Okay, we're not going to move our villagers over just yet. We're going to start building the actual... contraption for the iron farm, and then when it's time we'll move our things over and put them into position. But one thing I'm actually going to do real quick before we do anything else is I'm going to name our zombie, because I don't want him accidentally despawning or anything like that, and I got a perfect name tag for him right here. Guys, meet Zombie. He's going to be our iron golem farm zombie, hence the name. It is an affectionate one and he deserves it, or she. Is it a she or a he? I'm going to go ahead and say that it's a she, and all of our villagers are going to be a bunch of male villagers, which is why they're probably going to be afraid of her. So we're going to go ahead and fill this in. So we're going to take some sand, because this... Ooh, almost threw all my emeralds away there. I was not mousing over the sand, was I? Alright, so I'm going to throw all the sand in here like this. There we go. Fill this all in. Perfect. And we got a nice little trapdoor there. Looking good. And we're going to start building this farm. Now, we've already hollowed out the center there. We're not going to do anything too much more with that just yet. And what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to fill this in real quick. Because it's going to make our work above slightly easier. So we're going to go ahead and fill this in like so. We know that's down there, and that is great. This is the center of our farm right here. And... perfect. Let's start this. Alrighty, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start building our thing, and before we do that, we're going to actually need some beds. So I got some wool in here, and we're going to use wool as our temporary block as well, but we need to build some beds. So I'm going to need a total of 3 beds here, and I'm also going to need to clear up some inventory space. So we're going to go ahead and throw in these things we looted from the dungeon, and some of our stray stuff here, just to clear up some inventory space. And we're going to make ourselves 3 beds. So let's go 3 beds like so, and then 3 wool on top. Okay, we got our 3 beds. That's great. They can stay aside for now. And wool is going to be our temporary block today. So if any wool blocks you see me place, they are going to be ones that I'm going to remove when they've served their purpose. So I'm going to start in the middle here, and I'm going to build up 5. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to build a 3x2 platform off of this centerpiece here. So 1, 2, and 2 there. So we got 3x2, and then we're going to come out on this side and finish off the platform with 3 pieces of glass like so. And then we're going to take this corner, or this corner, it really doesn't matter, and we're going to go 1, 2 like so, and then 1 glass, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. We're not actually going to fill in this last piece, and you'll see why shortly. Alright, now we're going to try and ignore this wandering trader that's jumped in below us here. I'm going to drop down onto our below platform here, and we're going to go ahead and put another temporary block under this one here. So this is our gap here in our platform above, and then we're going to go ahead and place a glass block like so, and then another one on this side. And then we can go ahead and remove our wool blocks, and I'm going to grab my shears for that so I can actually cut through them nice and fast. And are you okay down there, sir? Do you mind? I'm trying to build an iron farm here. If you stay here for too much longer, you're going to end up being dropped in lava with all the iron golems, so you should probably go ahead and move. I would highly suggest doing so. Alright, enough distractions. Alrighty, so the next part we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take 3 trapdoors. I only have 1 right now, so I'm going to need 2 more trapdoors really quickly to fill in the rest of this part here. So I'm going to have to make 2 more trapdoors, and just in case I need some trapdoors later, which I feel like I might, I'm going to go ahead and fill that part in there. And we're just going to build up to this again real quick here. Try not to get too disorientated by my additional temporary blocks here. I'm just going to go ahead and break them so you guys don't get too confused, because I may actually confuse myself as well. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build out like so, and then 1 more here and put 3 temporary blocks like that. And then we're going to take our spruce trapdoors, and actually let's place them there, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we can jump over this and break this temporary block again, this one, and we can also block those 2, and that is perfect. Now the next thing we need to do is place our beds, because this is going to be where the villagers will sit. So we're going to place a temporary block, if it'll actually let me grab my temporary blocks here, and we're going to stand on this one, and we're going to take our 3 white beds, and we'll place 1 in the middle here, another one on the side, and oop, that's my iron, and 1 more on this side, making sure that the heads of the beds are facing the trapdoors over here, like so. Alright, so we've pretty much completed the section where the villagers are going to sit, so we're going to go ahead and break this block, and we're actually going to break this one here. And just real quick, we're going to check and see if this guy has anything interesting. A nautilus shell, that's not bad, some blue ice. But no sir, we don't want to mess with you right now. We're actually going to place our own bed in here, and we're going to go ahead and sleep, because we don't want to get messed with by any creepers or anything while we're trying to build. So we'll break our bed and keep that in our inventory, and we're going to begin crafting the zombie chamber now. So if this guy would like, I really would appreciate it for you to leave, sir. You're disrupting my video. Alright, so we're going to take some temporary blocks, and we're going to place 1, 2 like so, and then a glass block underneath it. And then we're going to do a 3x2, so like this. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, making sure to leave a hole in this area like so. So take a good look at that. Alright, so now we've got the base platform for our zombie. We're going to go ahead and build ourselves up to it so we can actually build the rest of this here. And we're going to remove these 2 blocks, And I just realized as I came up here that I actually need to grab my redstone stuff. So really quickly, I'm going to jump down and we're going to craft these. So we're going to have to craft a redstone repeater and some other things like a redstone torch. Alright, so I'm going to have to cook myself up some stone here real quick. So I'm going to take a little bit of my coal here and cook the rest of my cobblestone that I have here, because we're going to use a couple stone blocks up there, as well as we're going to need a couple for our redstone repeaters that we're going to have to make. I'm going to take the rest of this cobblestone out of here and actually cook up a whole bunch here, leave myself 20 cobblestone afterwards, and we'll have to wait until some of that is cooked, so I will be right back. Alright, so I think enough stone has cooked here, which is great. I'm actually going to throw some of these away. I got some andesite and some other things in my inventory here that I don't actually need right now, just to clear up some space. We'll take this stone and we're going to make ourselves some redstone repeaters. So to do that, we're going to actually first have to make some redstone torches. And to do that, we get some sticks and then simply place some redstone above it. And we made 17. That's probably a lot more than what we're going to need. But to make a redstone repeater, you take 2 redstone torches either side. Then you put stone at the base. And then you put a redstone in the center. There, we have a redstone repeater. And we're going to need a total of 5 of these today. So I'll have to make 1 more here. And there, perfect. Alright, so I'm going to keep those in my inventory for the time being. And we're going to build ourselves back up onto the zombie platform. Alright, so let's get our way up here. Like so. And then we're going to put a block here in the middle as a temporary block. And we're going to place... we got 3 stone here left, so we're going to place 1, 2, and 3 stone like so. And then we're going to take a redstone dust, and we're going to place 1 redstone dust like that, making sure that it's the little square, sorry, not square, the little X like this. We do not want it to be a dot, we want it to be the square. And then we're going to take our 5 repeaters, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you look at a repeater closely, you can kind of see that they have a bit of an arrow like that. So this one is facing this way. They're all facing in the right direction like a circuit. And then we're going to right click all of them 3 times. And this is just going to put the maximum delay on each of the repeaters for the redstone current that's going to go through there. And then we're going to go in and stand in the middle here again, get some more of our white wool, and we're going to place another block here and put a glass on every side of it except for the front here. And then we're going to go at the front and we're going to take 1 more of our spruce trapdoors. I knew we'd need 1 more of those, and we're going to place it here, and it can just stay like that, okay? Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to kind of build a weird little temporary area around this section here, because we're going to be dropping our zombie into here. So we're going to build a circle like that and then break out this one, and we're going to also break out this one and this one, and we're going to hopefully ramp our zombie up to here and drop him in that position right there, and then quickly put a slab over the top of him. So we'll wait until we get to that point before we do anything crazy with our zombie, and obviously we can't do that in the middle of the day because he doesn't like this guy out here. He doesn't like the sun, and he's going to burn quite badly if we take him out at the moment. Alright, now the next thing that we're going to have to do is the complicated part, and that is we're going to have to move all of our villagers and such into position in our iron farm here. So this part is going to require, for us, a little bit of minecart rail and a little bit of powered minecart rail in order for us to safely move our villagers around and move them uphill, up a makeshift ramp that we're going to have to put to dump them into here. So before we do any of that, we're going to go ahead and go prepare a few minecart rails, but actually we're going to sleep really quickly first. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we shouldn't need any more than 6 powered rails for this task, but we're going to go ahead and make an extra 6 on top of that, just in case. But yeah, we shouldn't need any more than that. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the redstone here, and place some iron in, and make ourselves some regular minecart rails. And same deal, we should need no more than 16, but I'm going to go ahead and make 32 as well. And we're going to put those aside for a moment, because we're going to have to go ahead and move our villagers up into this section here, and then we're going to have to put our zombie into that section there. But we need to make sure that they actually drop down into the right position. So I'm going to build up one more time just here real quick, and we're going to make sure we shape this and set this up correctly so that they'll actually drop down in here like in the right way. So the best way to kind of do this would be to take our our zombie and drop him in here with a minecart. Now the minecart should, if we build a ramp, should come up and over this and drop him into here, at which point we should be able to break the minecart and he will be set loose in here, and then we will put a slab over the top of him. But we're going to wait full nighttime before we do that with our zombie. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and set up the actual ramp up there. So let's go ahead and build that, and we're running out of wool, so let's do that with sandstone here, sure. Alright, so we'll build one like that, and we'll just kind of cascade it down like so until we get to here, and then we'll build one more ramp just like that. Now, we're going to have to get him out of the boat and into a minecart, and this could be a little bit tricky. But we're going to wait until it's nighttime before we attempt to do anything along those lines, and we're actually going to need a minecart for starters as well. So let's go ahead and build one of them. There we go. Alright, we have our minecart, and we're going to go ahead and build the rail up to that position first, because we'll need a little bit up here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then for this one, we'll actually put a powered rail, and then next to the powered rail position, let me go ahead and put a bit more sandstone here. We'll actually put one block like that, and then take one of our leftover redstone torches from earlier and place it here. That's going to power the rail for the time being. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3 more down here, and then one more powered rail, and then we'll just put a redstone torch at the side of that as well to power this one. There we go. Alright, so that should be more than enough propulsion to get him all the way up that ramp when we get him onto a rail. And we're going to go ahead and put the rail along here for now. And this, like I said, this might be tricky for us to get him actually into a minecart, but we will try our best here. Let's go ahead and eat up. You're going to want to leave, buddy. Come on, get out of here. Scoot, skedaddle. Go, 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 go. Alright, so we'll just wait for the sun to go down here in a moment, and we're going to bust out our zombie, and we're going to put a single 1x1 space right here, and then we're going to break the boat that he's sitting in. You can see just in here he's sitting in a boat, and then hopefully he will path out of this 2x1 area that we break, and we'll place the minecart at his feet and hopefully get him into the minecart straight away. If he gets out and starts running and chasing after me, it might be a little bit more complicated for me to do it at that point, but we should be able to manage, hopefully. As long as no creepers come down and mess with us after the night spawn. So actually what we might do is just kind of torch a little bit of this area, just so not so many monsters spawn around here. Let's go ahead and just fill in the rest of this, and we may as well do a little bit around here. Sun's almost down, so it won't be long now before everything starts spawning, but at least we can cover our bases a little bit here. Let's put another one or a couple down here. Oh, I clicked on the invisible man. Alright, it is nighttime. We should be absolutely fine to go ahead and do this, so I'm going to break this with my minecart out because I want to be ready. Let's break the boat. Here we go. It's going to break. Oh, there we go. No, we didn't do it. He's kind of stuck. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and break this again. Walk out to us, zombie. Okay, I got a better idea. Boom! Okay, we got him in. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and break this and put a circle there, and we'll break into the back and give him a little shove. In you go. Come on, get on the rail. Get on the rail. There we go. Up you go. Zombie, yes! Alrighty, perfect. Okay, he is in position. We need to go ahead and place a slab above him now. So, do we have a slab on us? Of course we don't. That would be too convenient. Belamy, you're the least prepared person I've ever seen in my life. Let's go ahead and build a slab. Actually, let's build a slab out of stone here, since that's what we built the other little area with. A stone slab. Here we go. Let's put this above his head so he's nice and protected from the sunlight, like so. And then we can go ahead and take our shears and we'll break this area like that. And now the reason we use a slab is because monsters will not actually spawn on a slab. So that's really good. Okay, so he is in there. We're going to go ahead and break him out of the minecart now. And hopefully, because this can happen from time to time, hopefully he doesn't kind of get stuck on any of the textures and just die from taking too much damage. So we'll break him out. Nah, okay, there we go. See, that was the issue that I was worried about happening. And poor zombie here has has broken out and caused us some trouble. So we're going to have to kill this guy here because you're going to get in our way. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get him back in here. Let's get my dirt real quick. Come on, get in here with me. Block him in and block him in like that. And we should be able to just stop him here because this, as far as he's concerned, is a block. So he won't want to actually walk on it. So we're going to have another take at this. Really quickly, we'll cover that. And we'll see if we can't cover this up one more time with some more temporary blocks. So we're going to build around here like so, and then do it on this side as well, and hopefully we can drop him down there again. And what we might actually have to do is cover a bit more of this area. So we'll take this redstone out for now and build a block like that, and then we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll put a bit of wall there. And is there any other... There's no real other space he should be able to get out if we drop him into there again. So let's try this one more time, and hopefully it goes a little bit better. Alright, so hello, sir. Come on, stand here for me. There we go. Alright, we want to get our minecart onto the right block. We haven't got anyone sneaking up on us. Alright, there we go. We got him into the minecart once again. Now I'm going to go ahead and sneak around the back and push him onto the rail once again. I'm going to eat really quickly, just in case he tries to mess with me again. Let's put some cobblestone on our bar in case we need some blocks. And break this, break this. Alright, oh, I have to break this one as well. Alright, let's push him onto the rail. He's going to whack us a little bit, but that's fine. Up you go, my friend. There we go. Alright, now hopefully, if we just peer down into here and break that like that. Oh, can we reach it? We can't quite reach it, can we? Alright, let's see if I can just pop that like that. Okay, he is in the wrong position. Alright, so he has kind of melded. Oop, there we go, we fell down there. He has kind of melded with the trapdoor spot there. So that's a little bit of a predicament. We're gonna have to go ahead and break. Actually, how do we do this? I'm gonna take a bit more wool here. And I'm going to drop down to here and build a small platform for me to walk on here. Now he is within the trapdoor here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to build here, but he's not actually going to let me because he's too focused on me. What if I... Come on. Oh, well, okay, he can't actually... Ah, there we go. Did he move? Okay, he moved. He's in the right position. Perfect. All right. He moved on his own. Except he seems to want to... Okay, we're going to have to break the trapdoor and then wait for him to move into the main space. So I'm going to have to put a trapdoor like so. And then we're going to have to do this. So we're going to have to take the trapdoor. Come on, come over into here. What if I do this? What if I stand back here and... How are we going to do this? I can't break this glass. He wants to move to me, but he can't because of the trapdoor. So I'm going to jump around here. I'm going to try to break this trapdoor. So let me get my axe out here. I don't want to hit him. Actually, we might break this with our fist because I don't want to accidentally hit him with our axe and somehow one-hit him. Okay, so he can move freely now. We're going to see if we can't get him... Come on. Okay. So we need him to move the other direction. We need him to move over here. Can you move over here for me, buddy? Hey. You, sir. Here. I am right here. You can literally eat my brains. Let's go. Come on. Over here. I knew we'd have some trouble with this. This was always going to be a interesting thing that we had to work out. But we want to get this done as quickly as possible because he's actually, I have an idea. What we might try and do is we might actually try and path in front of him here. So I'm going to have to actually temporarily break some of this glass. We'll just do not let me forget that I have to actually replace that. And we're going to put some sandstone here, I think for now is all it should do. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to hold the spruce and we're going to knock him backwards with our punch and then really quickly place the spruce trapdoor here. So we'll go punch, punch, like that. There we go. Alright, he's trapped up. Okay, so the spruce trapdoor was faced in the wrong direction. Do I want it to... Is it meant to be on this plank? No, it's meant to be there. So what we need to do is we need to break this again. And I really hope that this doesn't hurt our friend here. But what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to punch him and then place a block there. And then put the trapdoor on top of it and then break the block. So back you go, friend. Back you go. There we go. Okay, so we can place the trapdoor there. That should go up nicely like that. Perfect. Alright, so that block is staying there for the time being. And we're going to put a stone slab over the top of this guy, because the nighttime is going to run out pretty soon, and we don't want our zombie to die. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And now we can remove these 2 bits of sandstone here and replace them with our glass, like so. And then we can actually remove these ones as well. And then we should be able to remove the sandstone just here. Actually, what am I doing? I'm so confused. I've added so much onto this right now that I'm confused as to where I am. So that's fine. Okay, we're fine. Everything is good now. We can go ahead and remove these temporary pieces here as well, because we were using these as guides to kind of drop him into the right position. So we can go ahead and break those. And we can also... Oh, okay, I'm jumping all over the place now. That made me a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie, guys. I was a bit worried there for a second that wasn't going to go as well as it actually... I mean, it didn't go well, but it went about as well as it could have, given the circumstances and how he actually moved himself just now. So, we've got our repeaters in the right position. We actually need to go ahead and break... which piece do we break? I'm so confused as to how we set this up now that I need to actually figure out that and not make sure I don't actually release this poor guy. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to put some carpets on top of these stone pieces, because we don't actually want any mobs spawning on them, because they can spawn on that block, but if there's a carpet there, it will actually prevent it. So now we need to actually break this block, and then replace our redstone dust on this square here, like so. And there we go. Our zombie area is pretty much set up as best as we have it. Okay, that's great. Okay, so we can go ahead and break our break all this down now. Break our temporary blocks here, and down we go. Whew, that was a bit of an ordeal. But it is daytime, and zombie is in position, and he is safe from the sun. Thank God. So we can go ahead and pull up all of our track now. And remove this piece also. I keep digging too far. Our axe is so good, it's causing me troubles. Alright, let's place that back there. And we'll go ahead and take our shovel and remove all of this dirt here now, because this was just our house, a temporary house for zombie. And we don't actually need that anymore unless something goes terribly wrong. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. We can break this glass as well. Now, it is daytime, which means it is perfectly safe for us to move our villagers around, because it is they're not going to get bopped at nighttime by anything. So let's go ahead and... what is this glass block? No, that's in the right place. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to build a slight ramp up to this position here. So let's go ahead and we're going to do the same thing. We'll just do it with dirt this time. Actually, no, do we have enough cobblestone? We still have sandstone. I'm going to do it with dirt. Come on, let me place... There we go. Alright, so... How high up do we actually have to make this? Let's just go from here for now. And we'll make it 1 higher if we need be at the end here. So, this guy's trying to hijack my little ramp here. We'll make this 1 higher, like so. There we go. Easy enough. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build the same thing we just did with the rail and the powered rail. Okay, so let's throw this in here like this. Okay, so we're going to have to put some temporary blocks up here, and for now we're just going to use dirt. It may be a little bit messy, but it'll do the job no problem whatsoever. And we're going to have to do something similar, because we're going to get our villagers into that little space. But what we might do differently with the villagers is, because they're not going to hit us like the zombie did. So we're going to build a little kind of reception area here for them to... Actually, we'll make this slightly wider here, because it shouldn't be too difficult for us to... No, I was going to say I'll make it wider, but it should be perfectly fine if we just do something like this. And then we'll go ahead and block that for now. And then we will build rail up like this. And then I should be able to put... I'll put a powered rail here. Powered rail here, and then a block there. And then we'll go all the way down to the bottom, and we'll have to go... We'll actually have to remove our trapdoor here for the moment. And place a dirt block there, and then place a powered rail here. Dirt block there. And then we'll put our 2 redstone lights either side of these guys, so they're actually powered. And then we have to get our villagers over to this area. But we're going to have to transfer them onto minecarts as well. So we're going to have to build a small let's call it a pen area to kind of trap them in. So we're going to have to build up like this and like this. It's going to have to be too high the whole way. There we go. And you know what? We'll just do the other half of sandstone. It's getting a bit messy here, guys, but pay close attention because this is sometimes what you have to do when messing around with moving villages. You have to make sure that there's no way that they're going to somehow get out and escape and run wild, because you want to protect them as best you can. Now, Zombie is over there. He's sitting pretty. She's sitting pretty. And we're going to go ahead and move our villagers over here. So we saw earlier in the episode, we trapped these guys in these little boxes here. We'll move that guy last, since he's got the shortest journey, and we'll go ahead and take these guys here. So I'm going to dig out a small little area for us to pass through here, and we should be able to drop down over here absolutely no problem. So I'll go and build like that, and we will break these guys out. Hello! Okay, so now we can just kind of jump in the boat and row our way over. It's nice and slow. We can actually hold down the sprint key and go a little bit faster, and our villager is sitting in the back with us having a nice swell time. So we're going to row all three of these guys over into the little cradle we put over there at the base of our ramp, and leave them in their boats for the time being, because we're going to have to get them out one by one and ramp them up to the top. Alrighty, so we have all three of our villagers over here, and we're going to actually enclose each of them in like so, because we don't want them escaping. And they should be fine in there for a moment. There's one thing that I just remembered that we want to do, and that is to simply come up here. I'm going to jump over onto our zombie platform, and we're actually going to put this trapdoor up. Oh, okay, that's not going to let me do that while I'm crouching, of course. We're going to actually put this trapdoor upwards. And that is simply because when we drop our villagers in here, they won't be able to see the zombie, which means they won't panic and try and spawn iron golems, because we want iron golems to spawn, but not just yet. Now, part of me wants to build this slightly higher, so just in case we don't want these guys to escape. But what we're actually going to do is I'm going to jump into this boat here and move it back just a little bit here. Okay, we don't want to go too far because he's going to get hurt going into the thing just here. So move this one. Okay, this guy's stuck as well. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit fiddly, doing this in such a small space. And I don't want these guys to kind of get out, so I'm going to break this. And how are we going to do this? I'm trying to think of the safest, most practical way for us to get these guys out of a boat and into an actual minecart. And I think the best way for us to do that is one by one. So what we might actually do is we might break these out here and just reverse this guy. Oh, there we go. Reverse this guy out here. It's going a little bit slower for some reason. It's probably because I'm colliding with some kind of terrain, or potentially because boats aren't meant to go backwards. But we'll go ahead and reverse this guy out of here, like so, and we'll just kind of put him here for the time being. And we'll reverse our other guy out as well. And we'll do these one at a time, because we don't want to risk our villagers getting loose, and I think a little bit more breathing room to get the first villager into a minecart is going to make this a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and reverse this guy out like so, and we'll place him here. Be careful not to actually drop down. We don't want to go down a level. That will be a big pain in the bum for us. Now let's build this back up, and we're going to go ahead and break this guy's boat. So here we go. Break. There we go. Alright, so he's no longer on a boat, and we're going to need a minecart, which we have right here, and some rail to place underneath him. And all we want to do, if we get it right the first time, is place a rail underneath him when he's stand on a block. There we go. So we go rail, minecart, very quickly like that. And that's perfectly fine. So we're going to actually do rail like this, and then we're going to break this block. And I accidentally broke that one as well. No problem. Okay, so that piece is lit up. This piece should be lit up. It doesn't look like it's glowing very brightly, but nevertheless, it should get us up to the top unless we get really unlucky, and it should drop him. Actually, we'll break this one right here because we want it to stop and kind of break there. So let's get him up here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a little push, my friend. Up you go. There we go. Nice and... Okay, nailed the landing. Very well done, sir. I think you did a great job. Now, we're going to go ahead and break this piece here and build a slight wall here so he can't get out. And then we're going to break this one. Be careful not to drop down there myself. And then we're going to break the minecart. Bit of a finicky job, this one. Can I break the minecart? Okay, it's not going to let me. Now, if we go down in here and go like so. There we go. And now we just want to push him down in there. Alright, there we go. That's one villager in. He is stuck there. I mean, he is comfortably sitting there and awaiting further commands from myself. Okay, great. You stay there, bucko. And we'll place one more rail here, and then we'll cover up this hole once again. And then we'll come down here, cover up this one, break this. It's a bit, yep, this is a bit of a process, guys. But this is what you got to do. And it's almost nighttime here, so I'm actually going to grab my bed here real quick. And we're going to sleep as soon as possible because we don't actually want we don't want anything spawning on us here, because that would be really bad if any of our villagers get turned into zombies, or you know, a creeper showed up, or some skeletons started shooting at us. Whatever happens, we want to avoid that as much as possible. Onto the track. Come on, there we go. Yes, up you go. Perfect. All right, we'll push him forward a little bit more once again. Break our track. Build our blocks, break this one, drop in, let me in, there we go, and we'll go ahead and break this minecart once again. Oh, I gave him a little bit of a tap there. There we go. Luckily that didn't kill him. I'd be very concerned if it actually did. Now we got our 3 villagers in, they have their 3 beds, and they are in position. That is perfect. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to break off all of these dirt pieces now, because we don't actually want these up here, because they look super ugly, and they were just temporary blocks for the time being. Now, we're going to go ahead and break all of this as well, because we don't want all this minecart track here, and we may use this for a later date for moving villages or whatever it is we might need to do. And we'll go ahead and move all of these away now as well. There we go. And we can do the same for all of this stuff we built here as well. Bit of a process, guys. It's gonna take some time and some fiddling, and especially a little bit of practice when it comes to moving villages around the best way possible. But with a little bit of practice and some patience, you'll get there, no problem whatsoever. Now we'll go ahead and take our spruce trap door, and we'll go ahead and place that back down here, like so. And then we're actually just gonna put these boats back in this chest, because we're struggling for inventory space right now. We want all these temporary blocks. Alright, now let me collect myself and figure out what the next stage is. We're going to actually remove these few bits of wool, because we don't want these temporary blocks here anymore either. So, wait. Yeah, we can go ahead and remove those. We can actually leave those, because all they need there is the bed. That's no problem whatsoever. We put the carpets up there, the slabs protecting zombie. We have our 3 villagers in there. Now, you could go ahead and take an actual name tag and name the villagers as well, if you're a little bit worried about that. We may do that at some point, but as of right now, we don't really have to, so I'm not going to go out of my way to do that just yet. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is we need to make a bunch of slabs. So to do that, we could use stone slabs here, and I think that's what I'm going to go with, because it's the material that I have access to most at the moment. Yeah, we're going to go with stone slabs. So hopefully we can make enough here, but we should have more than enough, I would hope. Yeah, stacking a bit of slabs, yeah, that should be no problem whatsoever here. We're going to go ahead and we'll place 1 block in the corner here, like so, and a slab on top. And we don't actually have to remove this, but for the sake of this, we're going to. Let's go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and place slabs all the way around this area that we've marked out here. Alrighty, so we have stone slabbed the entire perimeter around the line that we dug out earlier. That is great. Now the next step is for us to re-dig this out and fill it in with our lava pit. So we're not going to be dropping any villagers or zombies down into certain positions anymore. There's no risk of them falling into a lava pit down here that we're going to dig out. So let's go ahead and do that. But for this part, we're going to actually need a few signs. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Build a couple of these bad boys. Alright, there we go. 9 signs is exactly the amount we need. That is perfect. And we're going to go ahead and drop down into here like so. Alright, so now we want to actually dig this on the third. So on the count from the top of the surface over here, we'll go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to place a sign there, a sign there, and a sign there. And then we're going to put signs on the face of those ones like so. And we're going to put all 9 signs like this across the top like that. Now our chest system is going to be down here, so we may as well go ahead and set that up now so we're not working below lava when we place that in. So we have a bunch of chests in here. I have a 14 in total. My god, my inventory is a mess right now. We don't need ladders, we don't need rails. We will need that later. Melons we don't need right now. Gold we don't need right now, so we cleared up a little bit of space. That's good. And we're going to have to make a bunch of hoppers. Now, I don't actually have enough iron ingots to cover all of the hoppers right now, so I'm going to have to go ahead and get a little bit more of that for starters. But what we can do is we can make as many hoppers as it will allow. And to do that, you simply take a chest, put it in the center of your crafting window, and put a configuration like so. And I think I'm only going to be able to make 3 hoppers for the time being, which is a little bit depressing, but we'll take the chest down with this as well and see how much of this it'll actually allow us to make. Now, the easiest way to do this is to take a single block and place it like so, and then you want to place a hopper facing this one, hold shift and click the hopper like so, and then you'll take one more on the side facing in like that, and one more facing in here like so. And we can actually just dig around here for the moment, so we have a bit of space to work with. And we'll remove this block here. And then we can, this is where all of our chests are going to be, just in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just place the one chest for the time being, like so. And then this one is going to be across from there, if it will let me. There we go. So that's one chest. That's all we need for the time being. Let me dig this out here. And now you'll notice I can't actually open this chest, and that is simply because there is no space above it. What we're going to do is we're going to dig out this spot right here. Oh, of course we have sand. That's a bit of a pain, but we can fill that in real quick. We'll dig this sand out as well. Place that there, and we can dig out this block as well. And then we can go ahead and place a slab in the top half of that. And that should allow us to open up the chest. Yeah, there we go, perfect. And that's going to stop any iron golems from messing around or falling and getting in that gap. So we're going to place our lava on top of this when we get outside. But actually, really quickly, it's turning to nighttime, so we're going to sleep down here really quickly. Now, once we get the rest of our hoppers, we'll actually have to fill in the rest of this area, putting 9 hoppers total, and then an extra couple down here to feed into the other chests. But until we get a bit more iron, we're going to have to skip out on that part. We're going to have to go collect a little bit more. So we'll do that after we finish up this bit here. The next part we're going to do is we're going to handle the lava. Now I have a lava bucket here somewhere. Where is it? Here it is in my inventory. Now the easiest way to do this is to look down and look at this sign right here and place it right there, like so. And the signs aren't going to burn and nothing's going to get in the way of that. It should be absolutely no dramas whatsoever there. The next part is to get ourselves an infinite water source going, because we're going to have to fill in a little bit of this area with quite a bit of water. So the best way to do this is to dig out a little, where's my shovel? Let's dig out a little 4x4 here, nice and close. And we'll put one in that corner. And we'll go ahead and get another bucket. And we'll put one in this corner, and that is a nice little infinite water source for us to work with when doing this. The next stage, we're going to grab 4 blocks, so a couple blocks, doesn't matter which ones. Actually, we'll use the wool, because that was our temporary wool source. Now we'll place 2 like so, and we're going to do the same thing in each corner like this, and then we're going to place a water source on each of those. So I have 2 buckets, one from our lava, so we'll actually do this with each bucket, since it'll save a little bit of time. Put one in there like that, and then one in here like that. And you'll notice it doesn't quite get the full distance, but we're getting there. Fill this bucket up. We'll put one in there, and then one more in there. Now the next thing you're going to have to do is fill in each of these water sources. Now, is this going to cause us trouble here? I do believe... no, Now guys, it was at this point that I realized I'd put my entire slab circle around the perimeter one block too far inwards to the center, so I had to actually go ahead and remove all of the slabs and the little bits of wool we put on the corners and extend it out one additional block and then redo it all and then start the water over again. So I'm going to go ahead and skip me messing up here for you guys and skip to the part where I got it right. Alright, so all we're doing here now is we're taking a source of water and placing it in every little corner where we put the woolen blocks on each corner of the platform here. And then we're going to go ahead and take a source of water and place it on the little section below on the very ground part. And we're going to place that on every second block. So you go to the corner below where you put your source of water in the wool, and you count 1 block, 2 block, and then put it on the 3rd one, and then you put it on the 5th one, and then the 7th one, all the way along the sides until you've completely filled it in with water sources, and the water should perfectly touch the square that you've mapped out in the center. Alright, so we have the water actually set up correctly this time, so we can go ahead and actually remove these woolen blocks on the side. That, for you, they might have actually not been woolen blocks, but that's actually absolutely fine. Now, because of the weird physics in Minecraft, these actually stay here no problem whatsoever, and we can, yeah, that's pretty great. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take some sand and actually going to fill in these water sources here real quick, just so it looks a bit nicer. I don't know why, but we have a random villager wandering all the way out here. I don't know what his deal is. It may actually be that our village out there is actually messing with the mechanics of this, so we may have to remove a little bit of that. This guy may have actually locked himself onto one of these beds somehow, so I'm not a fan of you right now, sir. Not happy at all. But what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to go get ourselves another bucket of lava to place in here to replace the one that we actually broke. So let's go ahead and get rid of all this cobblestone like so, and we can go ahead and remove this one as well. Now we're going to go get ourselves a lava bucket, and we're also going to grab ourselves hopefully a little bit more iron as well, because we need to fill in the rest of that with some more hoppers. Alrighty, so I actually completely forgot that I had a bunch of iron cooking back at our other village, so we went and grabbed that, and we can go ahead and make ourselves some more hoppers to fill in the rest of this, rest of the base of our iron farm over here, thankfully. So we're going to go ahead and make those and put those in the right place, so the iron farm will actually function when it comes time to start spawning our golems. So let's go ahead and make those now. So we're going to take our extra hoppers, and we're going to angle them all to face the ones we already placed down, and we're going to dig out slightly back here, just a tiny little bit, so we can place the other 3 here like so. I'm going to fill in this part that we just dug out and dig around the corner here like so, and hopefully we don't catch a bit of sand above us. That would actually be really, really bad. And we'll fill in this part here like so. And actually, before we do this, we're going to dig this little bit out. There we go. Keep it accidentally over digging, which is no problem, but we need a little bit more wood because we're going to have to build a couple more chests here, but we can go ahead and throw the extra chests down here in a moment. So we'll put 1 chest there like that, and we'll put a hopper facing into that one. And honestly, 2 chests should be more than enough for what we actually need. It's not really going to be too much of an issue if we have 1 additional chest. We can put 1 more down here if for some reason this farm goes so crazy that it can't actually handle any of all of the extra stuff spawning. But I'm going to go ahead and, just for safety's sake, put a bunch of carpet here because I have a whole bunch extra, and we're going to fill in this part here. Now, that carpet in there is absolutely not necessary. You do not have to do that if you do not want to. And I'm going to fill in this part here also, just so we can only see the side of the chest here. And then we're going to fill in all of this with carpet here, just so to make it kind of spawn-proof, and monsters won't be able to actually spawn there. And just for extra monster proofing sake, we'll put some torches down here as well. Now, any iron that falls down into the system above should get caught by all of those hoppers and be fed into the chests that we place down. We'll put additional chests there if necessary when the time comes, and we'll also put our lava back, so we can go ahead and place that on this sign here like we did the last time, and we'll place it dead smack bang in the middle like so. Alright, so now our iron farm is actually ready to go. We are ready to start it up and get it going, but before we do anything and to actually turn the switch on this farm, we're actually going to go over to our village over here, and something bad is going to have to happen, because I have a really bad feeling that our village over here is actually slightly too close to our iron farm, and it's actually going to mess with it simply because we had that villager wandering all the way over there earlier, and that gives me the feel. Oh gosh. That gives me the feeling that he's actually locked onto one of our other beds. So what we're going to have to do is pretty rough, but I think it's going to have to happen for the health and well-being of our iron farm. So we're going to take our bucket of lava and we're going to start dropping it on villagers. Sorry, my friend, but this has to happen. Oh god, we're going to have to do it to all of these guys, including the iron golem in the town as well. Okay, we're going to have to place this right on top of you here. There we go. Oh, okay, he's not happy, but he should die from that, hopefully. Come on, off you. Come on, my friend. Just burn up. Come on. There we go, it took long enough. Alright, we don't need to do it to the iron golem right now, but what we actually do have to do is we have to dig up all of these guys' beds. Because if they have beds, they can breed, and if they have workbenches, our other guys can actually lock onto that, and we just kind of need to remove anything that identifies this as a village, including the bell over here, so let's get rid of that as well. But hopefully, that is no longer going to mess with our... Oh, okay, there's one all the way out here. Okay, here we go. Sorry, friend, he may have wandered over to actually protect these guys as part of a new village or something along those lines. Come on, bucko. I'm gonna need you to... There we go. Sorry, friend. Didn't have to be like this, but for the greater good and for the good of our village, we had to end your career. Alright. This villager is definitely not one of our villagers, because our three are up there. Can you, where are you going, sir? We're gonna go ahead and, drop this right here. There we go. Alright, so he should die now. We're gonna go ahead and grab our bed here, because we're gonna go ahead and sleep. Come on, dude. There we go. Alright. Now, that should be every last remnant of that actual village as far as Minecraft is concerned, gone. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now is we're going to turn this iron farm on, and hopefully, unless I did something wrong, hopefully it all works without a hitch. So we're going to need a redstone lamp or redstone torch here, and we're going to place it on this block right here, and all that's going to do, I got to be careful here to not actually fall into the lava myself, and what this is going to do, it's going to lower and raise that trapdoor there, exposing the villagers to the zombie. So when they see him, they're going to panic and freak out and spawn a golem, and then it's going to raise and they're not going to be able to see him anymore, which is going to allow them to sleep. So let's go ahead and place this like so, and we will see the circuit will complete. They will see, they will panic, and then it will close up and they'll be fine again. And we've spawned a golem. Perfect. Alright, so this should be working now from day... This should just be fine. There should be absolutely no dramas here. Now, with this, it will just open and close constantly, allowing them to freak out, panic, maybe spawn a golem if there isn't one already, and then it will give them a moment to sleep if it's nighttime, and that is something they need to do. Because if they can't sleep, if they're constantly scared by the zombie, they will actually stop producing iron golems. So we should see another iron golem be produced here in a second when this opens up. They should panic, and they should say, hey, wait a second, we don't have an iron golem to protect us. Where's that iron golem? And they will spawn one. But once they do so, we should start to see some more iron plopping up in the chest down below here. So let's check. We have some iron. Perfect. And we got another one dying now, just at the same time. And we have some of our materials from earlier as well. That is great. Alright, so we should see now in a second. When we hear that die, it should be filtering through the hoppers. And we should see, there we go, 6 iron. There we go. Great. Alright, our iron farm is working. It is functioning perfectly. And there should be nothing else we need to do here. Alrighty, so our iron farm has been running for about 10 minutes now, if that, and we already have 41 plus 2 iron ingots, so about 45-ish iron ingots, 43. That's pretty great. You know what? I'm pretty happy with that. That's about the amount of iron ingots that I want. I can't see myself needing too many more than that for anything. This is a single-player realm after all. And yeah, I'm just going to let this run. We may check back in a couple episodes' time to see how efficient and how well this iron farm has been going. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. I have spent quite a bit of time messing around with villagers and zombies and dealing with this whole setup. And I'm just relieved to know that I have a consistent flow of iron in my possession now, and I'm so happy that this is set up. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Prime Survival. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again. Bye.